Hello, this is a Triumph Tiger 800 XCX. It's a motorcycle, it's my motorcycle, it's my favourite motorcycle. And this is a Triumph Tiger 900 Rally Pro. It's a new motorcycle, it's the next generation of the XCX, and I've been playing with it for the last 2 weeks. And this is not really a review. Giving something a proper review can actually be quite tricky because reviews are incredibly subjective. What might be a great motorcycle for you might not be so much for me, and that is a great motorcycle for me. So I do feel qualified to talk about the differences with the next generation. The question I keep getting about this bike from people who know I ride that bike is this bike better than that bike? And if by better you mean newer, bigger, faster, stronger, then yes, that's a better bike. But it's not as simple as that. The mathematicians among you will notice that 900 is bigger than 800, which means it's a bigger engine, which means it's a more powerful engine. But somehow, it's still more fuel efficient than the old one, which is really impressive. Depending on your level of tech geek, you're welcome to go online and look up to see exactly how Triumph got these extra 100 circus crickets to behave so well. Or if you don't particularly care, you can just enjoy the fact that the engine's got a bit more lower end torque and is a bit more geared for off-road use. I'd like to explain that a bit better, but I'd do it badly to those who understood what I was talking about, and I'd do it incomprehensibly to those who don't. But what I can tell you is, this engine is better. And yes, I did just say that word that every adventure bike rider asks when they go into the dealership: off-roading. And of course the Tiger Rally Pro has been built with off-roading in mind, much like the XCX was in its previous case. And I've ridden this bike off-road and it's great, and the people who are good at riding off-road tell me it's great, which brings me to an important point. I play around off-road, but I would never tell anyone that I'm actually good at riding off-road, and there are definitely bikes that are better for being ridden off-road, but that's not going to make a bit of difference if you're not a good rider. You're better off spending your money on lessons learning how to ride off-road than you are getting a bike that's better off-road. Become a better rider before you get a better bike. With all that out of the way, I have ridden this bike off-road and it's brilliant.
I'm sorry, I had to interrupt the video. Did you all say you want to come and do cool off-roady things with cool off-roady people? Well, I'm not particularly cool, but this man, Austin Vince, is incredibly cool, and he runs an event called the Apprentice Vince, and that's one of the best things I've ever done on a motorcycle. And if you're worried about the weather, it's in Spain, which makes it lovely. The event comes with off-road and navigation training, so if finding your way through the hills of sunny Spain and sinking a few cold cervezas afterwards sounds like your idea of a good time, sign up using the link below and join us next year. So just to recap, me, Austin Vince, machine shop, Spain, cool off-road fun, beer. Come and join us. You won't regret it. Right, back to the video.
Now for some quick-fire quality of life improvements. Quick adjust suspension, because a bike like this should have that. Fog lights as standard, because a bike like this should have that. A center stand as standard, because a bike like this should have that. These are all small things that can be fixed with mods, but these are all things that I think were rather overlooked on the stock XCX, and they're definitely all things that I'm going to miss when I give that bike back to Triumph. The windshield is also a bit shorter and thinner, which for me, as an excessively large human being, isn't as good. The quick adjust is a nice touch, although kind of an unnecessary one. Whoever decided to relocate the indicators to a much more sensible position, I hope they got a promotion, a pay rise, and some sort of engineering award. Whoever decided it was a good idea to put them here on the most exposed part of the motorcycle on the 2018 version, I hope they get locked in a room full of angry chimps while they think about what they've done. The new, stronger kickstand is a vast improvement. I stopped replacing my old ones after the fourth one broke. That's a bit of rebar.
It's also got a quick shifter, which is certainly useful off-road, but I kind of miss that warm, fuzzy feeling from banging my shifts the old-fashioned way.
There's also a load of phone integration you can do with the onboard computer with its navigation and music playing by linking it to your phone, but I do that anyway with my phone to my headphones, so I never use it, so I can't tell you if it's any good. The newer Tiger has the newer tubeless spoked wheels. The older Tiger has the older tubed spoked wheels. And you can have an argument in the comments about which of them is better. And that's what we're doing. We're working out what's better. And I can tell you one thing where that is definitely better. The seat. Now, the keen-eyed among you will have probably noticed that I put sheepskin on pretty much anything I ride. That is for comfort. I do a lot of long distance, so the seat is very important for me. So let's see what they're like without. Stop! That shot was obviously for dramatic effect. These are actually strapped in. This one is custom fitted to this saddle. I've had it for 2 years and it's absolutely brilliant. And if you want your own, you can get one from Moto Covers, where on their website you'll see a video of me explaining exactly how great these are and why if you do long distance, it's the thing you need to get for your bike. Also, affiliate sales genuinely help me keep doing this, so that's helpful. Anyway, let's look at this. This seat is not as comfy as that seat, even the stock one, without all the sheepskin. And for someone who does over 1,000 miles every month, that's a big deal for me. The heated seats are a nice touch, but for me have never been an essential thing about a motorcycle. I ride in horrible weather all the time and I have a lot of good winter gear. The thing that I worry about is the heated grips, which of course this has. But for me, this is a real problem. I'm not throwing the baby out with the bathwater here, and it's not an uncomfortable seat, but I've ridden from Berlin to Hastings in 16 hours on that, and I've ridden from Cornwall to Hinckley in 5 hours on that, and it is a noticeable difference. So where does that leave me? Well, I'm not afraid to admit that newer is better, but I'm not in a position to be buying that bike. And if I was in a position to be buying that bike, I would spend that money on fixing this bike and adding the things I like about that bike to this bike. And that's probably down to personal bias because I love that bike so much. But if that was the template for a better bike, and you wanted to get a bike that you could fall in love with, then I'd highly recommend taking that one for a test ride. And speaking of going for a test ride, I've got to give this bike back to Triumph at some point, so I'm off to enjoy it instead of talk about it. So ride safe, stay hydrated, like the video, subscribe to the Patreon if you want to. Have a good one. Bye.